Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this gorgeous July 1st morning. It's going to be a wonderful day, wonderful month. We got a wonderful show planned for you here this morning, as I am joined right now by Cathy Billingsley, along with Michele Anderson, and Kathy Cook's going to join us here in a little bit later. They are, now I couldn't put enough words there for the Nifty Sisterhood.
Guild.
Yeah, I want to make sure I got guild. I didn't know if I could. I couldn't fit sisterhood.
Okay.
And it's probably the right thing because dudes do it too, right?
We hope.
We would love to have some men.
Aren't you joining?
I got bad feet.
Oh, right.
But we're going to talk today about an upcoming event that they have next weekend. It's a big show, and we'll talk about that. They've got raffle stuff, and the ladies will be talking about all that, and we'll have a good time here on Big Talk here on this beautiful Monday, July 1st. But before we do that, let's take a look at, there's a few things going on around the world, around the community, and let's tell you about a few of those. Actually, locally, I always try to come up with something local to tell you about for what's going on. I can't come up with anything. I know that we've got on Wednesday. Let's see. I can tell you let me tell you the fireworks plan so you can make your plans now. I know that Wednesday is a concert in Olney. It's a band concert in Olney at the City Park. There's also a band concert in Olney at the City Park on Thursday, on the 4th of July. So we'll be there twice. Going to have a good time. Those both start at 7:30, and then you can stay there on the 4th and watch the fireworks. Flora is having their fireworks on July 4th as well, so a good chance to go watch the blowout there. You heard them talk last week, the money that they didn't spend back at the eclipse, they added to the Flora fireworks, so that's going to be a big deal. They'll have all the kinds of the boomers going on. Friday is when Sisney is having their fireworks. I know Friday is when Fairfield is having their fireworks. So if you don't get enough of the fireworks in the next few days, you're just not trying. So all that is coming up here in the next few days. It's a good chance for you to get out and have some fun. Take the kids out. Don't let them watch the fireworks. You don't need to let them throw the firecrackers, depending on their age. But what else is going on here on this first day of July, ladies and gentlemen? This is National Ginger Snap Day. Are you hungry? National Ginger Snap Day on July 1st is a day for celebrating a sweet and savory cookie treat containing molasses, cloves, ginger, cinnamon, and brown sugar. The combination of sweet and spicy has long been enjoyed for generations, and today is the big day to celebrate it. Ginger snaps have kind of a vague but interesting history. Written records indicate, all right, what a year. I will ask it this way, ladies. Now, I didn't tell you were going to get quizzed.
Right.
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. That's why I asked.
You knew it was coming. I have no idea, though. I basically, things pop into my head, and
Right.
I'm interested. What century do you think the first written record of ginger snaps? I'll tell you, it was invented by German monks.
Ooh.
And it was after the year 1000. So just pick a century between 1000 and now,
Oh.
and I'll tell you if you're right. How about it, Kathy?
I'll say 17th century.
17th century, so the 1600s. How
I
about
was
you?
I was thinking 16th century.
So the
Go
1500s. Ladies and gentlemen, you are both so far off.
Oh
It's
my! Great.
Written records indicate the ginger snap was invented by German monks around 1296 using the word snappen, and as the description of the delicious treat. Increasingly, there doesn't seem to be very much ginger snap history available again until the 1800s, where records indicate that Dutch colonists were making them regularly. So all kinds of interesting things. Now, health benefits of ginger snaps, you ask? Well, cinnamon apparently lowers glucose levels in the body and helps fight diabetes. Ginger helps aid in treating digestion issues. And the cloves, well, they help treat oral diseases and headaches. That's why I don't eat ginger snaps. Do you guys eat ginger snaps?
I don't know when
I
the
like
last
the
time
boys
I
and
had it.
girl cookies.
Do you?
Yes,
Well,
they're
good.
cute.
That's cool.
not to eat.
I don't
Like
like
to
the
eat 'em?
cloves.
No, not to eat.
Yeah. They look. You can make stuff from them.
Uh-huh.
But boy, to eat those cloves just kill me. I'm not a big clove person. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Another big national day for you. Now this one I can get behind. I love this one. It is National Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. July 1st marks National Creative Ice Cream Flavors Day as a day to sample or wonder about the odd combinations of ice cream flavors. Skip maybe the traditional chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry and find some other funky ones. Like there's some weird ones. I'm not sure. All right, now take a look at that little listing. I would eat the angel food cake. Caramel apple sounds good. I don't know what Blue Moon is. Orange custard chocolate chip does not sound good to me. How about you ladies? Which one there?
Oh, yes.
You think
Oh, yes.
Have you ever tried anything like those?
Orange and chocolate together? Oh,
Yes. Really?
Yeah.
No kidding? Mm-hmm. I love both orange and chocolate. I've never tried them together.
That Union Utopia looks good.
And actually, yeah, the key lime pie up there looks pretty interesting too. I would probably be all over the salted caramel toffee. I would think that would. I've got some more for you here too. An additional ones. Now these look French, but they are. I do like how they are presented there. You've got the orange. You've got the creme de menthe, the mint chocolate chip, passion fruit. I don't know what lavandi means. I don't know what that is. Lavender,
It's
I
lavender,
guess.
yes.
Have you ever tried lavender ice cream?
Negative.
You have?
No, but it is something they put in food now. And they have lavender flavored things.
Just for the smell, you know. I mean, I guess they like people. You get the scent, I guess. Michelle keeps saying no way. I don't blame you, Michelle. I don't think I'd be messing around with much of the lavender ice cream as well. So you have today is National Ice Cream Day. What else can you find today? Well, actually, this is the first day of July. It's National Peach Month. It's National. What was the other one? I can't remember that, but the other one I do have. This is National Horseradish Month. I love a good horseradish. During National Horseradish Month in July, you can learn about the root vegetable that adds a kick to meat as well as side dishes. Edible from leaves to root tip, the horseradish is native to Eastern Europe. Historically, the root's medicinal uses included treatments for pain relief, food poisoning, scurvy, and colic. If you ever get scurvy, I guess you get to think about dealing with horseradish. My favorite. Okay, do you guys like horseradish? Will you be celebrating Horseradish Month? You
No.
realize
I don't think so.
over in Collinsville, Illinois, they have the World Horseradish Festival. It is the largest festival of horseradish in the world in Collinsville, Illinois, because the soil in the Collinsville area in Madison County up there is just around Collinsville is perfect for the best horseradish in the world. And they do a festival each year. There's there's all kinds of good uses for horseradish, but the ones I like the best, they have a Bloody Mary contest using really good horseradish at this Collinsville festival. I don't know if you guys like Bloody Marys, whether you like Virgin Marys or Bloody Marys, either one, you get the great horseradish.
Isn't that where the big ketchup bottle is too?
That is exactly where the big drive by the ketchup bottle on the way
Yeah.
to the festival.
Oh.
The other best way to eat good horseradish, have you ever been or seen in the restaurants the St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail sauce?
Oh, yes.
It's kind of expensive, so I mean, you walk right by it. It's $8 a bottle, but so you walk right by it unless you know what it is.
Right.
But if you know what it is
You're paying $8 a bottle for it.
You're paying $8 a bottle for it, really. Because put a little bit of that in a bowl and make yourself some shrimp and just dip some of that, and it's a brand new life. You're going to have a brand new
I
life.
can do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sniffed it once.
It's kind of warmish, isn't it?
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, be
Open
warned.
up.
It's fiery.
It'll open your sinuses.
It's good, yeah, but it's a good warmth. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, there you go, folks. Celebrate National Horseradish Day. What do you want to see on television, folks, today? Not too much to tell you about, but a little bit. Major League Baseball this afternoon at 2:07 here on this Monday afternoon. Houston is at Toronto. That's on Major League Baseball Network, channel 599, and that'll be followed up by the Mets at the Nats. Only 3 games today here on this Monday. The Euro Soccer, 11 o'clock this morning, England takes on Slovakia, followed by Spain versus Georgia. That's on Fox. And on Fox Sports 1, Copa is at 5 o'clock. Bolivia takes on Panama. And then the big game, United States versus Uruguay. The U.S. has to win it or they are out. So all that coming up today on television. We're going to talk today about the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild and their big show coming up. We'll do that with these ladies right after that. Do please stick around. Thanks very much.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Good to know.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I am joined by Cathy Billingsley over there and Michele Anderson here. We are going to talk today about the So Nifty Quilt Guild and their big meeting, their big show coming up here on the 12th and 13th. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate
Thank
y'all
you,
coming
yes.
up. tell me a little bit about, now we've talked about So Nifty Sisterhood a few times on the show because you've done the show a few times.
Right.
But tell the folks who are seeing for the first time about the Sisterhood Guild. Tell me about the Guild.
Okay, well, the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild started in 2018.
Okay.
We meet the second Monday of every month at 6:30 at the First Christian Church in Flora.
Okay.
And we're just a group of ladies. It's a small, I'd like to say medium-sized guild, probably 45 to 50 members. And we have programs that just enhance our knowledge of quilting, teach us to quilt. We venture out past quilting, kind of textile crafts.
Right.
Is a lot of what we do. So, yeah, encouragement, lift each other up, learn more.
And that's cool. So cool. I mean, in that somebody you're always probably, I'm guessing, welcoming new folks to learn, to come and hang out maybe and to learn about
Yes.
what goes into quilting, right?
Right, and everybody brings something. Whether you're new to the craft, you can bring, I mean, the younger members bring, it's very eye-opening a lot of times because they'll bring things that we get in this little box and you can't see past.
Right.
And then you'll have experience. We've got Cathy Billingsley, who's a newer member. Within the last few months, and she's a very experienced quilter. She belongs to several quilt guilds, and we're very lucky to have her. So, yeah, it's the whole spectrum. We want everybody.
Kathy, tell me a little bit about your experience with quilting. How long have you done it?
Well, actually, I didn't do quilting until I retired
Really?
from IBM.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. I needed something to do with my time.
Yeah.
I no longer was working 80-hour weeks, so
Oh, my gosh.
it was no time for
IBMs are
hobbies.
slave drivers. Those
Hey,
jerks.
I tell you. So, was looking at things, and, I just really appreciate anything that's handmade.
Yeah.
And I have some handmade things from grandparents and things like that. And so I thought I'll give that a try. And I just fell in love with it. And now I'm obsessed.
Wow, that's outstanding. That you're. How long ago was that? I mean, that you
About
that
10
you
years.
got into it.
About 10 years.
So, are you able to? Are you now teaching the class, or I mean, how's that? When Michele said that folks are learning the stuff from other members, are you able to contribute stuff from these other guilds that you're involved in, or how does that work?
Absolutely. And
She has
other
been.
guilds have done things that I think would work well here, some new ideas, and there's some new ideas I can take back to them as well.
How often do you guys have this show?
Every other year. So only we'll have theirs the odd numbered years. Ours will be the even numbered years.
Here's a little bit of
So-
information, folks, about this show. It is set for July 12th and 13th. It's why at the high school instead of the church if you always have the meetings at the church?
Well, the high school has more room to do. There's going to be over 100 hanging quilts.
Wow.
So the gym will be packed full
So
of quilts.
even though the church is, you probably have pews in the way or something.
Well, the basement, I mean, it's a pretty good sized basement,
Yeah.
but then there's other areas. We have a scavenger hunt we're doing. There's going to be a photo backdrop opportunity where you can take your selfies with your friends or whatever.
Well,
There'll be a
you're
theme
jumping
area.
ahead.
I am.
Who is Cathy Eubanks? She is the, so this is not only an exhibition, there apparently is a competition as well.
It is judged. And
Really?
Yeah. She's a nationally accredited judge.
Okay.
Coming from the Des Moines, Iowa area.
Okay.
Yeah.
The theme is tell me about the good old days,
Right.
apparently.
Yes.
And so we're going to have quilts. Are we going to have quilts with the folks are hearkening back to older
Some of
times or
them.
what?
So we have what's called a challenge quilt. I don't even know if it really had to be a quilt. I'd have to look at the specs we set up.
Mm-hmm.
So you make something that reminds you of your good old days.
Oh, really?
And then you tell us in 30 words or less why that reminds you of your good old days. So it could be maybe with a grandmother. It could be just the town you grew up in. Anything that reminds you of what your good old days would be.
I'm guessing that most of you ladies in the guild were probably, is this something that came down from your parents? Now, although we've just understood that Cathy is not, that's not how she came across quilting. Is it something that came down from your grandma?
My grandmother, yes.
Really?
I was very, very lucky that I had my grandma right there to show me. Before they had rotary cutters where it was, more convenient, we cut out the cereal box pattern pieces and
Wow.
did everything by hand. And,
Oh, that's incredible and impressive. Let's take a look at some other details. You've got a raffle. Tell me about this. This is the quilt behind us here, right?
This is the raffle quilt, and this turned out way better than I didn't even picture how good this was going to turn out. So we basically took a Lori Holt pattern, so she was the pattern maker.
Okay.
And we asked some of the guild members to volunteer to make different blocks. And so somebody said, I'll make 3 blocks, I'll make 4 blocks.
I have no
I'll make
idea what
2.
you're talking about.
This
The blocks.
is a block right here.
Okay.
So somebody made this block, somebody made this block, somebody made 2 or 3 blocks at a
And then it's
time.
also got, you may not be able to see it
Yeah.
on, you can't see it in that picture or in this one. Let's see, get a little closer
you can see.
view of it. If you can see the writing
Right.
underneath there, like pumpkin, postage stamp.
So that's the name of the pattern that came out of the book. It's the actual name of the pattern was quilted into the quilt.
That is fancy.
Yeah.
That is really impressive. And okay, this quilt will be given away on the.
This will be raffled off.
Okay. Not, I guess given away is the wrong term. Sorry about that.
Not quite accurate, but yes, it will be raffled off. So
Okay.
the tickets are $1 a piece or 6 for $5.
Okay. Are they all ready for sale, or do you have to buy them there?
Yes, they are already for sale. We've had a great response to it. Any guild member can get you tickets. I can get you tickets. We will be set up at the 4th of July in Charlie Brown Park.
Oh, no kidding.
At the celebration, we'll be selling it there.
Oh, wonderful.
The quilt will be there so you can see it up close and personal.
I got to tell
Yeah.
you, that is outstanding. Let's and tell me about this. This is also going to be at the quilt show. What is
This
this
is-
being raffled off as
This
well?
is being raffled off as well. This is a Baby Lock Presto 2 sewing machine.
Are they two different
They're
raffles?
2 different raffles.
Okay.
One, this quilt, the proceeds, part of the proceeds are gonna go to Beyond the Wall when we get
Okay.
it done. This Presto 2, the proceeds from this raffle will go to the guild to bring in, teachers or demonstrators at some point in the next year or 2. That's what this will
Beyond
be.
the Wall, okay, the funds, the proceeds for this one going to Beyond the Wall. Beyond the
Correct.
Wall, is that the one, the thing where quilters make quilts for veterans?
No,
or-
this is
No.
the one in Flora, Jim Earlywine and Mark Smith,
Hmm.
that I think they help people with transportation.
Oh,
They help,
okay.
if you need a porch, a handicap
Yeah.
railing, whatever. That's who we're gonna, support this year. Next time it'll be something different.
Okay, so same ticket price for this thing, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, what, I feel terrible asking the question, is Baby Lock a safety thing, or is that a quilting thing? I just had no idea.
Baby Lock's the manufacturer,
Oh,
like a Maytag sewing, a Maytag washing machine. You've got a Baby Lock sewing machine.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I thought Singer made all the sewing machines.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
And there's a real battle between Baby Lock and
Baby Lock?
Bernina,
Baby Lock?
or Janome, or, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you put up fences as to what brand.
Once you
I gotta
like
get
the
it right
brand-
then.
It's like a Ford and a Chevy. Once you like one, that's your go-to.
Oh, goodness, don't even bring in the Toyotas.
That's
for crying
right.
Well, that is really cool. All right, so this is a Baby Lock Presto quilting and sewing machine.
Yes.
And the tickets for this are also on sale now as well, right?
They are on sale now. You do not need to be present to win either of the items, but the machine will have to be picked up at My Mother's Legacy in Flora.
Okay, I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break, folks, then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about a little bit more of the items that they brought, as well as we got a slew of pictures of great quilts that you're going to love to see. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Cathy and Michelle here, and we've got Cathy over there. We'll get her on too here in a few minutes. Back in just a sec. Stick around.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Flora. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, call Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mud hole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Of different men, and I found because one of my guilds.
I'm glad I turned the microphone on before you started talking.
Thank you.
Well, let me ask the question.
Okay.
Well, folks, thanks very much for coming back and watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We're talking about the So Nifty Sisterhood Quilt Guild. And Michele Anderson is here along with Cathy Billingsley. And Cathy was just about to make a great point while we were in commercial break. So, Cathy, tell me about, it's So Nifty Sisterhood, but there are men as well who quilt. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. And some of the best quilters are men. What I found that one of the guilds that I belong to meets at a senior center, and so the men will come early and come over and ask, and they'll show me things that they've done. And it's often with their wives.
Yeah.
And then the wives may pass, and they have a lot of the stash and stuff, and they just keep going. But for some reason, they're just too shy to come to the meetings.
I think I mentioned to you on the phone when we were setting this up that a friend of mine, his father, he retired from the Postal Service, and his wife was a big quilter down in Fairfield, Bob and Maxine Simpson. And she was quilting all the time, so I've got nothing to do. He was a gardener as well, but he started quilting. And he lived to a ripe old age of like 94 or something like that, and he quilted up till he left his house when he was 90, and he had enough quilts for like 2 or 3 quilts for each of his grandchildren.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And he had 17 grandchildren. So we go to his funeral, and they have collected most of the quilts, maybe all the quilts that he had made, and laid them over the pews.
Yes.
And it was just gorgeous, just a beautiful thing. So, I mean, have you ever seen something like that about where, when somebody passes that they do the quilting type of thing over the pews? I'm assuming, yeah.
I've not physically been, I've
Not
seen
yet,
it.
but I've seen it a couple
physically been
times, the pictures.
It's very impressive. It is.
Yes.
It stops you. I mean, it makes you think, wow.
Yeah. It's a living legacy.
It is a living legacy, isn't it? And that really lends to what the guild is trying to do, isn't it?
Right.
Just continue a living legacy, pass it down.
Right. And the quilts can be dated. You can learn so much from the quilts just based on the fabric that was used at the time.
Oh, really?
So that's something I'm determined to learn more about, is dating quilts, dating textiles.
That's where you run into the flower bags or something like canvases. That were used.
The flour sacks.
The flour sacks, yes.
Yeah.
Flour sacks that were used in some quilts. And that's, do you see Do you see younger kids getting into it as well? I know you mentioned men who not are, I tell you that I'm terrible, I can't sew a lick, so I'm not going to be a quilter. But there are men who do that. Do you see younger kids getting involved too?
I think so, and so many times the younger they are, the more modern the pieces that they do.
How so? I mean,
A different, what's the word?
different patterns?
Different pattern, but a different technique for doing a pattern.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe, whereas my grandma did the little cardboard pieces and put them together, cut them out, put them together, and then it went to the rotary cutting, got a little faster that way.
Yeah.
Then it went kind of, applique became then there's just different techniques.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some pictures of quilts that I want to get some of your opinions. This one is one that Cathy sent me these pictures, and this looks, you're mentioning modern. I'm assuming this is about as modern as it gets. Is this a modern look?
No.
No kidding.
No, and what I'd like to say about this quilt was done by Jana Doris in Clay City. And
Okay.
Jana is a very new, within the last year, she has started quilting.
Seriously?
And she is,
That looks like a Bob Ross picture.
yeah,
for
she's
crying out loud.
amazing. And so I'm really impressed by her skill. She's made probably 4 or 5, 6 quilts in the last year. Yeah.
So now, how does one go about? Do you do all 16? Do you do all 16 different patterns there in one pattern and then cut it up, or what?
Well,
the trees and stuff.
The trees and the blue and the green trees is a panel. So it
Okay.
all comes as one pre-printed panel.
Okay, that is pre-printed.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was like making their own patches for that or
No,
something.
No.
Listen, that shows you, ladies and gentlemen, what I know. I don't know squat. Tell me about this one. Who did this one? That's a nice one.
Is that, I'd
am
say
not
that's
sure.
I think that is,
They're hiding.
that's a No Peak 9 patch. That was a challenge quilt last year, I think. And I think that was Kim Miller. Girls, I'm sorry if I got that wrong.
I saw Kim in some of the other pictures.
I think it might have been Kim Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim has been. I went to school with Kim, and
She is crazy good.
I saw
Yes.
one of the pictures she was standing by. Now, when you say 9 pattern, you're talking about the 3-3-3 there
Correct,
in
yeah.
the middle of each pattern.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
not talking about the 3 diamonds between the patterns.
Right.
Though.
That's
Right.
just the way that they put it together,
That's
yeah.
a way to put. What's
That's a very common block.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Now, will people, when you ladies make, how many quilts have you made, Cathy? Over 10 years.
When I
Do you
really
know?
get going, I used to make one a month.
Oh, gosh.
That's quite a bit.
How about you, Michelle?
Well, so I owned a long arm service.
Okay.
I still do some long arming, so I have long armed over 500. I quit
Yeah.
counting at 500.
No idea what you're talking
So
about.
Yeah.
the quilts are put together, so like, I know Cathy does some long arming as well, but when you piece the top,
Yeah.
so you put the top together, now you got to sandwich it together, because the definition of a quilt is the 3 layers: your backing, your batting, and your top.
Okay.
So now that you've got the top made, you need somebody to put it together with the design.
What is, okay.
So all of
Yes.
like these words and all,
Yes.
that's the long armor.
Okay.
Jeannie Harbin did the long armed this.
Long armed this from all the you guys
Right.
donating the patches and stuff.
We put it together, she long armed it, put it together.
Now, what does long arming mean? I'm going to ask the stupidest
Okay.
questions.
Long arm is the machine.
Oh, okay.
And it's
That's-
very long. Mine's
that's
10
where it goes.
foot. It's usually 10
on
to
a 10
12
foot frame.
foot.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it takes the entire room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought, okay, I don't want to get that deep into the weeds. This is a gorgeous one. This is the Lincoln pattern, I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
What makes this the Lincoln watch is what they called it. What makes this a Lincoln watch? Is
I
it
would say-
named after Nebraska?
No.
Named after Abraham? Named after a watch?
Looking at it, I think Gene Atterbury made that one, and that one would be, I'm guessing, they are Civil War fabrics, and it's more like Abe Lincoln
Oh, really?
reference rather than, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay,
or
so you're
something.
telling me these might be the Civil War fabrics and that kind. That makes them 160 years
Well,
old.
they're probably
No.
reproductions.
Reproduction.
Right.
That leads me to my next question. Do folks typically produce or build quilts like this to use, or are they built like as a wall textiles, or I mean, when you guys make your quilts, are you planning on using them as a throw while you're watching TV?
Whatever you want to do with it.
Right, and whatever the recipient
Whatever,
wants
yeah.
to do with it. I know some people put them in their trunk, and they just use it as a
Yeah.
blanket in their trunk.
If it's a
When
scrap
things
quilt.
go wrong, that can happen.
Amen.
I like your thought. Oh, no, this is nice. Now, this one it looks a little different from the other ones in that those patterns, she was putting those all together, right?
Yes. That's Teresa Lowe. She's from Johnsonville area, and she is very, very creative. She will come up with color combinations and things that I would have never dreamed of putting together.
She's got a person there next to a flower
Yep.
with a butterfly
Yep.
involved.
Yep.
That's really cool. Tell me about. Oh, now this is what is this one? That must be a fire truck down in. I don't know where that's from.
I think that's Wayne County because that's one of
Well, I figure it's got to be Wayne County
Kim
since it's a
Miller's.
Vaughn.
Right. I think Kim Miller made that one as well.
Well, they see now that makes sense because her husband is a volunteer fireman.
Right.
Chris is
Yeah.
a huge communications guy with the fire department.
I got you. Yep. I didn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes it. Well, he probably has the keys to the firehouse.
He's the keeper of the keys.
There you go. He could probably get those. Okay, now tell me about this one.
Oh, goodness. That one is one my grandmother made.
My heavens, how old? Well, so that's
Right.
got a few years on it.
It has a lot of years on it. I would like to, once I learn how to date a little, when I'm better at dating quilts, I'm going to practice on some of hers. I've got one of hers from the 1940s that she made. And that one, I have no idea. She never did tell me how old that one was. She may not even know. The thing with that one is the colors are so hideous when you look at them individually.
Really? Well, yeah. Now that you
Yes.
mention it, there are some oranges there
Right.
that you don't typically like.
And the greens, it's just.
the green,
But then
the
you put
middle
it
green
together,
right there. That middle
right.
green is puke green. I'm sorry.
No, it is. It's this lime green.
Trunk of your car, I'm telling you.
But they're gorgeous. It's a gorgeous quilt
It
put
really
together.
is.
She didn't think about any of that. She didn't think about the color. Those are all like things that she would have just had, scraps that she had, scraps that she picked up from her sister. I mean, to me, it's a masterpiece.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's beautiful.
I think it's stunning.
How long has that been hanging in your house?
I switch them out.
That is your inspiration
That's-
occasionally, right?
Yeah, and that picture there, if you see the picture next behind the sewing machine, kind of to the right, that's my grandma and her twin sister.
Oh, no kidding.
So, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow,
I've
that
got
is so
I've
cool.
got 15 or 16 of her quilts, and I just change them out all the time.
Well, now, see, I can understand how that has become quite the
Yeah.
inspiration
Right.
for you to do that. That is, before we're going to get Cathy Cook over here, I want to hold on. I want to get to Cathy Billingsley for a second. I want you to show what you
Oh.
have over there if you have a second.
Okay.
Both of those, because these are terrifically inventive. Here, bring that over here and I'll get
Okay.
a good, quick, close look at
Sure.
it.
This is just to show we do many different things. We do like table items, table runners, napkins, placemats. But here's just a pillow that I made. It's got Audrey Hepburn on
It's
it.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Right. And I did that with my embroidery machine. Some people actually still, hand stitch and hand embroider, but this one was done with a pattern and an embroidery machine.
Wow, that is just gorgeous. Show your bag there too. There you go.
And this one is a bag that I made.
Let me get the camera switched over to it. There we go. Oh, wow, that's
It's
big.
great to use as an overnight bag. I carry quilts in it sometimes.
I got to tell you, it looks like
Like she
looks
bought
like a
it.
baby bag.
Right.
Right.
That is just beautiful, and it's creative. It's terrifically creative. I mean, where do you find these patterns? I guess that.
There's a company, it's called By Annie, and she has a whole slew of different patterns for, different needs, but there are many different bag companies.
Wow. Well, those are outstanding. And I tell you what, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll get in Cathy Cook here too. Talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about. There is this gorgeous coat back here that I am. They're not going to let me try on, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll talk about it here in just a second. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after these. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Cathy Cook, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you joining. Your involvement at the you have your own set of assignments, don't you, for the show, right?
I do, yeah.
You have the specialties. Tell me what you're doing at the show.
Okay, well, for the specialty area, we're going to have just a variety of items made for different holidays like Christmas, Easter, Halloween, all of those, and have those on display. And it might be a wall hanging, it might be a quilt, it might be a table runner, anything like that.
What do you find when somebody starts quilting or they get into it? Are they typically building quilts for a special occasion, or are they just making something they want to sleep under while they're watching TV?
I would say it could go either way, but like for the holidays, you might want to have a special table runner on your table, and you might want to make a quilt for a new baby. There's all different reasons. A wedding gift, just whatever.
Okay. And you also had mentioned there's a combat quilter you wanted to talk.
Yes,
tell me about this.
He actually visited here.
Oh, really?
One time, and he's from Loudon, Tennessee.
Okay.
And he's a veteran, and he has found quilting to be very calming for him for his PTSD.
He does have PTSD, huh?
Yes. And the way I understand it, he signed up to go to a class that was a table runner class.
Really?
And made that, and he fell in love with quilting.
No kidding.
Yes. And he has since made a huge quilt. It was like, I wrote it down here. I had to cheat because I can't remember. It was
Don't worry.
110 inches by 110 inches.
Oh, that's a big quilt.
And it's a quilt made of the flag raising at Iwo Jima.
No kidding.
And the pieces are only like 3/4 inch pieces. It's a pixelated quilt. I would suggest anybody look up Combat Quilter on the internet. And
it's stunning.
It's amazing.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Iwo Jima quilt so I'm trying to get this put together. I'm doing the math in my head. 110 by 110 by 3/4 of an inch each. You're looking at Thousands.
Yeah.
20,020 pieces, 3/4 inch. I looked it up.
That is really cool. Now, that's not going to be at the show.
No.
He's already been here.
But you asked earlier if
Yeah.
men quilt.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Do you have any, you don't have any males in the...
We don't, but we'd love to.
There you go. Then, see, now's when you look at the camera and say, men.
Men.
Yeah, come and quilt.
Show us what you got.
Join
Well,
with.
and the men have a different perspective than
Yeah.
the women.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, just in life in general, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, we'd love to. We'd love to get that perspective.
Oh, I agree and wholeheartedly. Yeah. What do you tell? All right. What do you tell people like me who have absolutely no finger acuity, dexterity? There you go.
It's a learned skill.
It is. I assume it must be
Right.
a learned skill.
And then you get muscle memory, and it's all good.
I can play tuba. I've got really good. I've got using my right hand.
Well, you don't have to move your fingers that much to quilt.
No.
You're pushing it through a machine. You're cut. I mean, it's all skills
I'm
you
not
already
going to
have.
cut myself with scissors and stuff.
Well,
Rotary cutter.
we're hoping not.
Kathy doesn't trust me with the rotary cutter. Sounds like.
They can be dangerous.
I don't blame you a bit. My wife doesn't let me near chainsaws either. Let's look at some more quilts while we still have you ladies here. There's Kim again. Tell me about this quilt. That is a fancy one.
Yeah, I don't guess I know anything about that quilt. I love the yellows.
That is. It's got the five different colors. I guess
Yeah.
I'm sitting there counting on it.
And she's fairly new within the last 5 or 6 years, isn't she, quilter? I mean, and some of the complexity of the quilts that she makes is, so if somebody says, well, I don't know how to quilt, I don't know, well, we all learned at some point.
Right.
And I'm telling you, Jan, Doris, Kim, the quilts they do are just stunning.
Tell me about
Jean.
Yes, Jean Atterbury.
This is
I
the
love
100
this.
something or other, right?
This is, it's a Splendid Sampler is the name of the quilt. And this has won several awards at the Effingham Quilt Show, at the Only Quilt Show. It will be in our quilt show if you want to see it in person. But she's used, like some of her, I believe, Jean, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I know she used like some of her son's clothes or maybe his baby blankets, some of her dad's clothes, and she's made each one of these blocks.
Well, you know what's fascinating about that? When you look at it, you don't realize until you look at it closely. She's got it looks like a shade.
The shadow box,
The
yeah.
shadow box behind each one of them.
Yeah.
And that just really makes all those different patches pop out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Terrifically well done. That'll be at the show. Again, the show is, I'll
So
get
there's
to-
Jana with her little birds.
Now those are, okay, I guess that's a bunch of birds.
Yeah. Sparrows.
The
Is that what it's
sparrows.
called? I don't know what it's called, but yeah. And like I said, she's new within the last,
Got a
I
little
think that's
bit-
Berdella.
Yes, that's
Berdella's
Berdella's
dog,
dog.
yeah.
Verdella's dog, I guess quilts can be used for
That's
comfort.
right.
Okay, now there
Oh, that's
is you.
Yeah.
Well, what do you
So
got going there?
that was called the big bag class. I use this bag. It is just massive inside, and I use it to haul quilts around. if
So you
I'm
made that
delivering it.
bag?
Yeah, that was one of our classes that we had one time for the guild. We made it in a day.
I love it.
There's Birdie.
There's Birdie. Let's get back to this one. Will the T-shirts be available for sale at the
I don't know
at
that
the
we
show?
have any shirts left.
Not
That is an
many.
old shirt. That's not our newer shirt, but
I tell you what, let's do. We got just a couple more pictures to show, and I want to talk again about I want to talk about this robe here in a little bit. We're going to take our final break, and we're going to come back and talk about that. And we have some other stuff. The show again is the 12th and 13th at the Flora High School. $5 to get in, right?
$5 to get in, 16 and under's free.
And if you want more information on it, go to Facebook. So Nifty Sisterhood.
Yes, yep, there's flyers on there.
There you go. And we'll be right back after this. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, joined by Michele Anderson and Cathy Cook, and also Cathy Billingsley is here as well. And they've been showing all kinds of great quilting items. Their big show, let's make sure you know when this is. It is set for July 12th and July 13th at the Flora High School. Which door? Do you know? Is it the gym door like you're going for a basketball game?
Yeah.
Well, see, now that makes it handy. Where are you going to put the quilts? Inside the cafeteria?
No, they'll be in the small gym. So as you go in the north door, it'll be off to your left.
Okay.
And then if you go down to the commons area, we'll have vendors set up there. We've got several vendors coming.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you've got a bunch of vendors
We
coming.
do have vendors coming,
What
yes.
What are we talking about
So
vendors?
we've
What are they,
got,
like pizza? They're going to be...
No. We do have a barbecue truck that's
Okay,
gonna be
now that's
there.
my next question.
Yes.
It brings up a good question.
Yes.
There will be food available. It doesn't say there. Huh?
No, because we weren't, so the vendors. Jackie Evans has been phenomenal at getting our vendors lined up. And so the food trucks were kind of the last ones to commit. So there will
Kinda
be,
tough.
right.
During fair season.
Yes, that's what we were running into, so lesson learned there, but there will be a barbecue food truck there.
Okay.
Yes.
The reason I ask that is the food allowed inside the gymnasium? Surely not.
Negative. And if
no food or drink inside
no food
the
or
gym.
drink, and you're not allowed to touch the quilts unless you have a set of gloves.
Oh, see, now that makes sense. How old do you think the oldest quilt there is going to be?
Well, so these, to be in the quilt show, they had to have been made since our last quilt show.
Is there that's for the challenge quilts, but is there an exhibition part of it too?
No, so there's not going to be any, the whole quilt show is all of the quilts, the 100 quilts that will be hanging had to have been made since our last quilt show. So these are new quilts, but they may have been made, like this one was made from reproduction fabric.
I see.
We are not, Cathy may have some older quilts in her
We may end up
theme
with
area.
some older ones in our area.
Yeah,
So-
over there, the
Vintage.
specialty
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but don't come in thinking these are antique quilts. They are not antique quilts.
They may not be antique quilts, but they still want to keep them nice.
That's right.
And that's the thing that folks may not realize. You get sweat and stuff on your hands, and that can stain a quilt just as fast as anything.
Right, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I know one of the quilts that's going to be there was appraised by a certified appraiser and had appraised for $5,000. So you don't want to chance getting something.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
And so is that in the competition?
Yes, it will be.
Oh, my heavens.
Yeah.
Boy, how would you like to beat that
I don't
one?
want to say who it is just in case you didn't want anybody to know, but.
I don't blame her, but I feel pretty good about my chances going in.
Right.
Now, speaking of feeling good about my chances, they're not going to let me wear it, but what size jacket jacket do we have there?
I don't know what size that is. Well, I don't even know which way to turn here. So this was made by Elisa Doris, Jana Doris's daughter.
Okay.
This is a quilt that her grandmother had made, and she took it and made this gorgeous, I mean, we can't even do justice the work that is in this quilt.
Is that denim?
No. No, it's not denim, it's cotton fabric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You can see the inside.
Yeah, the inside looks even, I like the inside. That's what made me ask
It's
if it was denim, because you look inside the seam.
It's all cotton.
Made from her grandmother's quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time does something
So,
like that, I mean, you must
well-
already know what you're doing if you're going to turn a quilt into a jacket.
It would take me probably weeks to do something. Now, Lisa, I think she majored in design in college, so she probably whipped that up in no time, and it wasn't a big deal.
Wow.
But yeah,
That is outstanding.
stunning?
That is,
yeah, I
that's-
don't think the picture does it justice.
I got to tell you, that is something that you might occasionally see a rock star walking around in. I
See Ozzy in it?
Yeah. See a country star walking around in something like that, and
And you can tell it's worn if you look here. It's an older
the quilt party. Yeah, I
but
mean it's a used
very-
quilt.
Right.
Now, she's not in our guild, but her mother is.
Her
And so
mother's
I asked-
Jana that I told
When
you.
I
is-
found out that she did these, I asked her mother, I said, do you think we could borrow one to put in our specialty area?
That'll be cool.
Because that shows we do other things
Yeah.
besides
Right.
just quilts.
Well, like you said, the table runners and all kinds of stuff. We did have a couple of other pictures to show. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, ladies. Tell me a little bit about that. That's a fancy pattern.
Well, this is that No Peak 9 patch. So this was a Guild challenge quilt. So we, at the beginning of the year, we'll put out a challenge quilt saying, okay, here's the requirements for making this quilt.
Okay.
This is what it consists of. And then if you want to participate, great. If you don't, great. And then toward the end of the year, they'll have a competition. I think she ended up winning. That's the winning quilt, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a fancy
That's
quilt.
Berdella McGrew, and that was the winning quilt. So that was a No Peak 9 patch. Yes, she
No
is very
peak. Now, what do you mean by no peak? They don't know what they're making?
Do you want to describe it?
You have all these, everybody brings in, 2.5-inch
Mm-hmm.
squares. We dump them in a basket, and then everybody grabs a handful, puts them in a bag, and you sit there with your sewing machine and grab one of the squares, and you sew them together. You're not supposed to be matchy
You can't
color.
put it. You can't
No.
arrange them. You just gotta.
You're supposed to sew it together as you draw it
Well,
out
I
the
can
bag.
see a few of those colors not going
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some pretty bright yellow in there that kind of jump out.
But
don't
it's
they?
kind of like grandma's quilt. Individually, they are hideous, some
Yeah.
of them. I hate to use that term, but they're just not something you'd pick, but then you put them together and they're just gorgeous.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Tell me a little bit
Oh
about
gosh,
this.
those are, I didn't know those were in here. Those are so the top one, my grandma's twin sister made. And then the bottom one is called a postage stamp quilt, and my great grandmother made that. It's the only
No
quilt.
kidding.
Yeah, and those are 1-inch squares, I think.
Oh my!
All of those. So
So that one you don't let the dog lay on.
I don't let those out of my house. No.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Those
are my treasures.
They are gorgeous. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the quilt show is set for the 12th and the 13th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the 12th, as well as what is the opening reception? By the way, you guys going to have the 7 o'clock? Is that for Guild members only, or is that for
Well,
anybody?
that was one of Cathy Billingsley's, one of the ideas she brought to the table, and we absolutely love it. I'm sorry,
No,
do you want to?
no, go
So, she said, let's have something for like, Heritage Woods. So this is
Oh,
the
that'd be
one
nice.
maybe don't get around as quickly. So Thursday night, it's just kind of a soft opening, like you hear for some businesses, and it's invitation only, so there's not going to be a lot there, but they can stroll through and kind of look at it at their leisure.
Well, it's a great opportunity to let folks who may not be able to
We're excited
quilt
about
so
it,
much
yes.
anymore. They
Yes.
probably don't have a ton of sewing machine room at that. So again, folks, there it is, the So Nifty Sisterhood biannual quilt show, and it's a competition. $5 to get in at the high school. Go to the north door, and you'll take you all the way. Ladies, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being here.
for having us.
Really do appreciate it. Hope you have a big, gigantic show.
Thank you.
Folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Go out, have a great day. See you later.